top focus story continues to remain the Bharat Bandh and the all-important meeting with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah that is now likely to happen at 7 p.m. A nationwide shutdown against the new farm laws. The farmers have just said in a recent press conference that it has been a historic success. Let me just bring you up to speed with the top developments that have happened. The Delhi-Meerut highway was blocked. Mumbai's biggest agriculture market, the Vashi market, was shut. Lucknow's biggest fruit and vegetable market was also shut. The Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, the DMK, the TRS have all come out and backed the protest call. The Bhim Army chief Chandrasekhar Azad was detained earlier. There was a bandh that was observed, according to the farmers, in over 25 different states. They've also said that it was a historic success given the fact that this was a bandh that was called for just 3 days ago. But what's going to happen next? There is an all-important meeting that is now going to be taking place. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, has entered into the farmers' negotiations. He has called on farmer leaders to, in fact, come and meet him, talk to him at 7 p.m. this evening on the day of the Bharat Bandh. What is the government strategy going forward? Sunil Prabhu joins us on the broadcast with all the very latest. Sunil, important meeting that's going to take place at 7 p.m. The Union Home Minister has felt the need to step in himself.
That's right. I think they want to now take it to a new level altogether. The fact that the Home Minister himself has intervened and decided to dialogue with the farmers on a day when there has been a clear success in terms of a Bharat Bandh by farmers across the country. Mr. Amit Shah understands that there is a need to find a way forward to try to say something short of repealing. The fact that they're ready to alter, they're trying to monitor and see that there is some kind of resolution. The government definitely at this stage wanting to resolve these issues quite categorically in terms of how they want to see this forward and see that the farmers' grievances, from minimum support price to the fact of the middlemen, the question of contract farming, the stock limits, all these issues have a consultative process and find some kind of solution to this.
Right, so an all-important meeting that is going to take place at 7 p.m. Like we've been saying, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has felt the need to step in himself. Remember, before the last meeting with the farmer unions, the government was in a huddle. At that meeting, at the Prime Minister's residence, Union Home Minister Amit Shah was present, the Agriculture Minister was present, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal was present, and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was also present. Those talks were touted to be a make-or-break negotiation, but apparently that too has led to no headway. The farmer unions remain adamant that they will settle for nothing short of the laws being repealed, something that is not palatable to the government. What is the government strategy going forward? Sanket Upadhyay joins us with the very latest. Sanket, what is going to happen at this meeting at 7 p.m.?
Rishika, you've asked me a very difficult question, but I will attempt to answer it as far as possible. So the point is that as far as the government is concerned, if you notice the manner in which information has now started coming in from the government, where now there is a punch, counter-punch on statements that were made earlier versus statements being made now, representatives of the Bharatiya Janata Party even questioning some of the unions who are up in arms this time around, it's pretty clear and it's a safe assumption to make that these bills are not being repealed, they're not going anywhere. As far as the government is concerned, they've made that absolutely clear. It is possible that Amit Shah may want the same communicated to the farmers in this meeting as well. Number two, what exactly does the government propose to do? Well, only yesterday there was a meeting that took place between the Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and certain farmers, farmer representatives called FPOs, Farmer Producer Organizations, representing about 70,000 farmers from Haryana, a BJP-ruled Haryana. These farmer representatives gave a written declaration to the government saying that as long as you're ready to make certain changes or certain amendments and make MSP mandatory or guarantee MSP, we are okay. I mean, you can go ahead with these laws, but please definitely make these amendments. Now, if that is something to go by, I'm only assuming that in this meeting at 7 p.m., Amit Shah is likely to communicate the government's intent to bring about certain amendments. Now, what exactly are those amendments? In the past also, the government has mentioned and told to the farmers that it is willing to consider making MSP mandatory. Now, what the devil lies in the details, so we do not know what the contours of that are going to be. The government has not spelled that out. That is going to be number one. Number two, this feeling among the farmers that they should not be restricted to just an SDM court in case of any dispute. They must be allowed to approach higher courts. The government is saying, fine, we are willing to look into that as well. And the biggest of the concerns, apart from MSP, was parity between the mandis, APMC mandi as well as a private mandi, and why should there not be a level playing field? This was one of the issues that was addressed by the Agriculture Minister in the past, also in the various meetings that took place, in which he said that we are considering a proposition where there is parity between these mandis. Now, if these amendments are made or proposed, and if there is no devil in the details, for instance, that in details, if farmers find that it is not helping the farmers' cause, then in that case, if you do have the government, listening to the farmers' concerns along these lines, and the government proposes that amendment, will the farmers then be willing to say goodbye to their protest? As of this moment, as you heard in that press conference, the farmer union leaders said that absolutely not. We have to go ahead with our protests at any cost till such time that the government repeals these laws. So that's the official position as of this moment ahead of this meeting. A safe guess can be that Mr. Amit Shah could perhaps be telling these farmers to listen. The government is proposing certain amendments, to perhaps agree to those amendments. Those amendments are going to be in the interest of the farmers. All this is going to be a subject matter of discourse between the farmers and Amit Shah. Remember, Amit Shah stepping in is very, very significant, very important. He's done this for the first time ever since this entire agitation played out on the streets of Punjab and then all over the country.